Hey guys, it is Ash here. I'm not alone. I am joined by Big Papa Drock. What's up, Drock? How you doing, man?
Yo, 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 what's poppin', Ash?
Dude, we met IRL. Isn't that crazy? We met IRL. We made it happen.
IRL.
You drove 20 hours to come visit me.
No, 25 minutes. But yeah, 20 hours.
Okay, not exactly.
25 minutes, Orlando traffic, you know what I mean? Disney World.
Well, I don't know if you wanted to out your locale, man, but now you just did, so there you go.
Totally fine. Totally fine. Come visit me.
I know I'm supposed to be a chill guy and low-key not really care about anything.
It was awesome to visit you, dude. It was like it was the creator loved magic, but it was IRL as well. And great guy, obviously. You guys should check out his YouTube channel because you make some pretty decent content as well, man. But today we're here to talk about the best. It's been a few months now, right? So the meta has kind of permeated a little bit, and we're ready to talk about the best epics in the game for Chimera Clan Boss. Now, truth be told, we have 15 on our list today, but there are probably another 15 that could be in the conversation. So these are just our favorites. Had to make some tight cuts, but these are the best of the best in the opinion of, Drock and I, right? So we're going to do legendaries on Drock's channel as well, so stay tuned for that. Drock, you're the guest, man. You wanna go first?
Yeah, I do want to go first, and I'm going to start with one that really shocked me at how good he is. I was not anticipating this, but Pestilus?
Dude, I can't believe you went for the best pick right out the gate.
No one's going to watch the rest of the video.
You sniped me, bro.
I had to give him something exciting, Ash. I had to give him, they're like, wait a second, Pestilus? Yeah, listen, guys.
They were ready for Geomancer, and you threw them the Pestilus curveball.
They were expecting the usual stuff. Well, this video isn't like that. This is an Ash and Drock collab, baby.
Yeah.
And this guy, we were talking about, this guy is so much better than I realized. Increased accuracy, increased crit damage.
Yeah. Have you seen his back, bro, in the game? The image of his back.
What are you looking at?
He looks so much more badass when you turn him around in the game.
Actually, yeah, he looks like a wizard.
Look at that.
He looks like some kind of wizard.
Anyway, sorry. Go back, man. I'm sorry. I'm so rude.
Yeah.
You agree with me, of course.
Wizard Pestilus, because this guy does so many things that let you unlock trials. He's got HP burn. He's got increased accuracy on everybody. He's got increased crit damage on everybody. He's got leech. I mean, this dude was built to do Chimera trials. So if you're trying to max trials, I think Pestilus might be one to look into. No joke.
I 100% agree. He's got an AoE heal. He's got a turn meter. If the burn's not placed, he's got a burn. He's got a leech. He's got an increase. You said it already, but and he's super tanky too, man. You could do a lot worse than a Pestilus, I really like that dude. Very interesting champion. I like it. Okay, next up, I'm going to go with, man, now I feel the pressure to go a little bit off meta too, right? So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to go with Both. I like saying that name, man. I don't know. Both the Rancid. Are you familiar with this dude at all?
He was a fusion champ.
A skunk.
Wasn't he? Wasn't he someone for a fusion? Yeah.
I think so. Now you're putting him in the spot. Either way, I built him and I had him, and I really like this guy, man. He's a very interesting HP-based epic champion from the Skinwalkers. He's Spirit Affinity. He's got heal reduction. He's got decreased accuracy. Things I like about him. First of all, on the trials, we have to stack up different debuffs. These are some of the more niche ones. Heal reduction, decreased accuracy that brings to the table. I like that he has the increased duration of all ally buffs by 1 turn because you really want to get your buff uptime to all the time, right? Ideally. And then he's got a cleanse too. He's got a heal and a reoccurring theme here. He's got the increased accuracy for the, the Ram trial where you need the increased accuracy. Then you have to place the unique debuffs. So he's got the increased accuracy as well. He's got damage mitigation on poison, which is who cares? But he's also got an HP or a battle. So I really like this guy, man. Really cool. I love that he has a very unique kit that increased the decreased accuracy and the extension too. So cool.
Yeah. He's got some sneaky good stuff going on there, actually. I hadn't looked at his kit before, so good choice.
Yeah, thank you. So now you want to start getting a little bit more meta here? Or are you gonna take us off meta? Where are you gonna go?
Let's get a little more standard. And honestly, you can't go wrong with the Fat Man. And I as a bigger boy myself, I have to shout him out. So Farrakhan the Fat.
No, you're not a big. Don't say you're a big boy, bro. You're
you
Big Papa Drock. I met you in person, man. You're like
I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy.
Oh, whatever, man. All right, go on.
They don't call me Big Papa Jock for nothing. But okay, Farik in the fat. Honestly, this guy does so many different things. He's got ally attack, which is important for some trials. He's got a decreased defense on his A1, which is important for trials. He's also got an HP burn and some poison debuffs as well, if you can find your way into a poison sensitivity debuff on a team. So the dude just, like, frankly, does a lot of different things. And ally attack, excellent way to build up your damage on the different forms of Chimera. When I say Hydra, by the way, Chimera is what I meant to say. Hydra, Chimera.
We got you.
Here we go. Chimera, yes. He is fantastic for Chimera. Dude is just, he's just really good. And he looks sick.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best bets out there, man. I agree. And like the fact that his ally attack has the increased crit rate, increased crit damage is great too for trials as well. So like he's perfect, man. And Fat Man is one of the GOATs. I agree. Let me go with who I want to go next. I want to go with the best reviver out there in the game. It's Tagore for EPICS, man. I love me some Tagore. I'm sure everybody watching this is sick of hearing about my love for Tagore, but man, this guy he's a GOAT. The day he was introduced to the game, I remember reading his kit and I'd be like, I haven't even heard of this guy. Who is he? And then I was like, what? This kid is busted. Reasons I like him, obviously an AoE revive. AoE revive and or a shield. So you can hit that trial where you need a shield. He's got an increased speed. He's got a great heal based on his HP. He's got an increased defense on an ally with lowest HP, which is usually your nuker, sometimes your buff applier. So when you need that trial, that you need to be under the increased defense. You got that as well. You got some damage mitigation. You got HP in all battles. What more do I say, man? Revivers are very important, obviously, in Chimera because you don't want to be a half an hour into your run and you know, crap hits the fan and so trying to self-censor here. I couldn't think of another word. And you're without a reviver, and Tagore is one of the best, if not the best out there. I think the Ursula is another great option for revivers. So is Rector Drath. There's a lot of options out there. Those are my three faves, though, and Tagore is my man.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast, man. Just incredible kit. Any kind of AoE revive on an epic. I mean, for Chimera, God tier. So phenomenal choice.
2-second side tangent. And I told you I wasn't going to do it too many side tangents because we're on limited time. We have 2 collabs to do. Ash, calm down, bro. But you know how though they have all those download links and whatever that people are always constantly pumping in Raid.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So this is like a year ago, but they asked me because we work as an agency sometimes with them, whatever, right? And they're like, okay, what are some decent epic champions, but they can't be too good to give players to get to incentivize downloads or whatever. So I'm like, I went for all the obvious, Geomancer, Seer, whatever. And for whatever reason on their list, they had Tagore as like a bad champion. And they're like, yeah, you can have Tagore. I'm like, ha 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 ha.
Crazy.
Like, so anyway, I digress. Who you got next?
He's so good, dude. Like you definitely pulled one over on them. Don't let Plarium see this.
Yes, I did. I sure did. Now they're going to like be mad at me.
I went from happy to angry. Skip said, now I feel like kicking his ass.
Yeah, they're going to change it. Let's go back. You know what? I'm kind of feeling the ally attack again. I'm in that ally attack mood. Let's go look at our girl Morag. Look at our girl Morag in the dwarf section.
Love Morag.
I love Morag too. And hey, now you get her for free, technically, if you play the game long enough and get enough Clarion points. So hypothetically, or you can spend a little bit of money and get her faster, but hypothetically accessible to everyone. And again, phenomenal champion, does fantastic damage. Great in Chimera because of ally attack. Also gives you a strengthen buff, which allows her to counterattack, which works for trials. So unlocks multiple trials and can do some disgusting damage and potentially keep your team alive longer. Can't go wrong with that.
I absolutely love Morag so much. So I'm jealous that you took her, and I completely agree at the same time. I'm going to go with Ruella, sticking with the Spirit Affinity epics. Ruella is nasty. I mean, I think she's a little bit more niche, you know, but in this niche, she's, you know, A+, maybe even S tier, right, for Chimera. First of all, I love that she has a base speed of 112 for an epic champion. For an epic debuffer and turn meter booster, that's a really special, you know, thing to not be overlooked. looked. She's got an increased crit rate. She's got a turn meter fill of 20%. Pretty juicy on a 3-turn cooldown. Increased crit rate, it's not the #1 most wanted buff out there, but it can get more damage dealer out of your supports out there, right? And that helps min-maxing your team. The turn meter fill is fantastic. No turn meter fill is too much for Chimera. There is the turn limitation, but no one hits it. Decreased defense, decreased speed, and a weaken on the same ability. Triple hitter with turn meter fill on the A1. Great for trials, great for damage, great for turn meter boosting. She's just an excellent option all around. Really a solid champion.
Phenomenal choice. Okay, I'm back to the dwarves. And you know what? We talked about him earlier. Maybe it's time to talk about him for real, and that's Geomancer.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise. Geomancer, more of a standard pick for this. You know what I mean? Like no surprise that this is a guy you'd want to throw in there, but HP burns, weaken as well, decrease accuracy, and of course his passive, which allows him to pump out big boy damage, as well as keep your team alive potentially longer as well. There's a reason why Geomancer finds his way into, I'd say, 90% of the game's dungeons or different teams in certain areas. If you're trying to clear stuff, clan boss, whatever. And he's really viable in Chimera as well. So obvious pick, but it had to be said.
It had to be said, man. He's arguably, I was looking at some lists just to make sure we're not forgetting anybody super obvious ahead of this, and he was like #1 on every list. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but like he's top 3 no matter what you think, It depends on what you need. If you need damage, Geo's your guy everywhere. That's clear to say. Okay. First of all, it's a random side note again. I checked out Severance. You recommended that at the end of the last video, right?
Yes. Did you watch it?
I really love the show, dude. I really love the show, man.
It's so good. It's so good. Where are you like done with season 1 yet or not?
No. I'm like episode 2. So calm down, chill.
Bro, if you're only
I don't want to know spoilers.
You're gonna love it. Oh man, I'm
already hooked, and usually it takes me a while to get into a show. Like I think I watched Succession, and that was like my favorite show recently. Have you seen that, Succession?
I have. Phenomenal show.
I love that show, but it took me like a whole season to get into that damn show. And now, so I'm expecting, and anyway, I digress, but really, really good recommendation. I'm going to stick with the dwarves, man. I'm going to go Runekeeper Daz Dirk. No one gives little Dazzy enough love, man. No one talks about Dazzy. I was looking at, he wasn't on any tier list. He wasn't even mentioned, man. Not even honorable. But he's on my tier list, or on our tier list, Rock. Listen, he's tanky, he's pretty fast, he's got increased attack, set up your attack-based damage dealers, he's got turn meter fill, he's got a leech on his A1 for the leech trials, he's got a cleanse, he's got a great heal based on his HP, 25%, continuous heal if you did get the cleanse. Like, what more do you want from a champion? Why no love for Runekeeper Dazdirk?
It's so weird, because I love this dude, and I have ever since I started playing Raid, like 3-4 years ago. I think he's really, really freaking good, and he never gets the attention he deserves. And you're absolutely right. He's fantastic for Chimera, but he's really good all over the game, and he's phenomenal in Faction Wars. So
whenever you look at these increased attack with turn meter boosts, like the obvious thought is like, okay, Arbiter kind of power creeps a little bit if you're looking like Arena or whatever, but it doesn't it doesn't matter. Areas like Chimera, obviously, he's bringing a ton to the table that she doesn't, and also, quite different. I don't mean to compare, but like just in the Arena sense. But just that beautiful turn meter fill of 25% is fantastic. Who you got next, man?
Let's go. I'm keeping it old school here. You know what I mean? Why not get a little old school? Let's talk about our boy Royal Guard.
Ooh, that is old school.
Royal Guard.
I love that you mentioned him, because we should give a little bit of love to one of the old school enemy max HPers.
Yep, this guy, he's persisted through content all this time, and it's kind of crazy because he's still really viable here in Chimera. You get the decreased speed on the quad hitter, which is never a bad thing. You get enemy max HP damage, which is huge, of course, for a couple of trials, which is never a bad thing. And hey, on that A1, guess what? You're going to build him with accuracy to land decreased speed. You get a little decreased defense buff or debuff opportunity. So I think Royal Guard kind of viable in Chimera.
I completely agree, man. Like, he's a great plug and play option, kind of, right? Like, shout out to Husk too, but both of those options are very viable. Okay, totally agree. Let's go with, I'm gonna go with the other obvious damage dealer, and like, she never ceases to amaze. Good old Whisper, good old steampunk vibe, awesome haircut vibe Whisper going on. I slept on Whisper way too long, man. I did not invest in her for a long time. I think she was like was she like an Amazon champion or something way back in the day? I don't know, but I got her, and I was like, all right, she seems all right. She just hits like a freaking truck, man. She's got the weaken. She's got the extra turn synergy. She's bringing her own increased attack, increased crit rate. She's decent for trials, just in that sense. But she's incredibly decent for damage. So you put her in relentless gear, just get turn after turn after turn after turn. Or if you can pull it off, merciless set, full set. Oh my word, she's bonkers. She is, for my money, and I want to say no one's even close, the best raw DPS damage dealer out of any epic in the game for a Chimera Clan Boss.
I think you're probably right, honestly. I mean, like anyone who's seen what people have done with her in different areas of the game, and for sure in Chimera, you know, damage is huge. Trying to win that Chimera Clash, trying to get those juicy gemstones, never a bad thing. And also, I mean, frankly, it looks cool, like you said, cool lip piercing. You know what I mean? She's a baller.
Yeah. Wait, she has a lip piercing?
She's got lip piercing, bro. She's got lip piercing.
You have a problem with that?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, well.
Wow, that's like the only champion in the game with this sort of aesthetic, huh?
I actually kind of think you're right, where she really does have this futuristic look.
Yeah.
Which is so different from
anything else.
Anyone else. Yeah. So, yeah, she deserves it, though, because she's incredible.
More Whisper, please. Right.
More Whisper. Yeah, more Whisper. Maybe we can do a cosplay as Whisper. You know, I'll dress up as Whisper.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go, man. I like it.
I'll be Fat Man. You'll be Whisper. What do you think?
Throw a like on the video if you want to see Drock as Whisper cosplay. There we go.
I bet. Cut that part, Osama. No.
Do not cut that part out. Do not, Osama. Don't do it.
This is too good. Okay, let's go back to the drawing board. Oh yeah, we got to talk about this guy. It's the one and only Stag Knight. You know what I mean? Stag Knight.
Yep.
Staggy, again, another old school champion, but another champion who has persisted as being viable through all this time. And surprise, surprise, he's very viable in Chimera. You get the decreased defense, you get the decreased attack, you got the A1 that pops off a little decreased speed, potentially an increased accuracy buff as well. So, you know, not an AoE, of course, but yeah, I mean, like you can't go wrong with Stag Knight. He's so good at what he does, which is debuffing, and frankly, a lot of people have him on their accounts if you played this game for a while. So don't be afraid to fire him up for Chimera.
He's next level. He's my favorite debuffer. Like, I think that, yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorite debuffers. He looks so cool too, man. Like, he looks cool. Increased accuracy. I mean, he just has so much, man. So much. He's so fast. He's so tanky. It seems criminal, man. I love it. Great call out there. Hey, honorable mention to Lady Annabelle. She wasn't on my list, but she can bring some stuff, right? Increased speed, decreased speed, and the leech. Pretty nice. But who is on my list is good old Fisherman Lizard boy, Skathix.
Oh, I was like, Fisherman. Who's the Fisherman Lizard? Yeah, of course.
He's a fisherman. I mean, he's got the fish in the barrel, the basket, rather, in the back there.
Yes.
And he's got the fish on. Man, he is all about fish. He has a fish tattoo. Is that a fish? He has a fish tattoo on his belly.
He got a fish. I've actually never even noticed. I am ashamed to admit.
He has a massive fish on his neck, bro.
Help me!
How do you not notice?
I've only looked at the guy's face. I've never actually studied the character model.
He said, "What do you mean he's about fish? I don't understand what you're talking about."
It's like it's the Fisherman Lizard. Yeah, this is pretty crystal clear. Yeah, good call.
That's like me. That's like me saying, "How about the Bumblebee Luke and the Steadfast?" And you're like, "What? He's yellow? What do you mean there's yellow there?" I don't. All right, the Fisherman, man. He's got the decreased speed. He's got the buff steel, which can actually be handy, like taking that decreased speed off, you know, and taking it for him. The block debuff is nice. The shield is amazing, great for trials, and the block damage survivability on the passive as well. So Skathix with the cleanse, obviously. So he's checking a lot of those proverbial boxes that we want in a Hydra team. So Skathix is definitely a solid option. Decreased speed is a must. You know, it's a must to have on your team. So having it on an A1, especially to combo with an ally attacker, is great too.
And block, honestly, like you said, block debuffs, really good for Chimera. Like really good. So yeah, great choice.
We have a couple more.
The Fisherman. Okay, let's roll with the damage dealer now. Let's talk about our boy FedEx. You know what I mean?
FedEx.
Let's talk about our boy FedEx. Yeah, I mean, this guy has a reputation as hitting like an absolute freaking truck with his A1, and he does. And oh, by the way, his other part of his kit is actually super useful here. with the decreased defense and the decreased speed debuff on the A3. So Fennex bringing monster damage and bringing some awesome utility block buffs as well. And on top of that, decreased defense and decreased speed. So yeah, it'd be like,
dude,
you
the
need
block
damage.
active skills, he's a little
legit.
monster, this Fennex, man.
It's legit.
He's a monster.
Yeah, that's right. Block active skills for Viper, of course.
Yeah.
How could I even? God, I hate that form. By the way, am I the only one that really hates Viper?
I hate Viper too. I hate Ram more though, but I hate Viper.
I do hate Ram
man.
more. Ram is the
nothing
worst.
like watching your DPS die when you're trying to like pull these trials off, you know?
Every time. That was me last night trying to do this, and I was like,
it's so weird to root for your champion to not hit hard. You're like, no, you know?
Yes. Yeah, don't do it. Don't hit too hard.
Yeah. All right, I have one left here, but we've been going out of order, and I'm actually two left. They're the same faction though, so we don't have to move around. Mausoleum Mage, right? Mausoleum Mage. He's got the decreased speed 50%, just like Skathix on his A1. He's got an increased crit rate, increased defense, and block debuffs on his A2. Yes, we can use him as more of than a seer activator in wave content. Those are great debuffs to have, all for various reasons for Chimera. But then the cleanse and the turn meter fill and the heal, plus the block debuffs, plus everything else that we spoke about. He really is. I feel like people don't mention good old Mausoleum enough, kind of like, I feel like he's looked at as a super old school, but for me, he's a great option for Chimera.
I think that's one of the best parts of Chimera too, Ash, is the fact that so many of these champions we're talking about are champions from 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, right? Like, they're not all brand new stuff that you may not have. Like, yeah, sure, some of them are, but some of these are OGs and they actually have real viability in this game mode, which is such a nice thing to see. So kudos to Plarium on doing that.
Agree. It's a great point. It's a great point.
Good thing.
Random shout out to Ostrox Boneglaive. He's pretty good too. He's going to increase accuracy. Anyway, who's the last one, man? Take it home.
All right, take it home. Let's talk about Anax.
Yeah.
Anax also in the Undead Hordes. He's got decreased defense. He's got poison. He's got some decreased accuracy. He's got a weaken debuff as well. So, great to put out some damage, put out some status effects, some debuffs, which is never a bad thing. And he can also buff himself with some increased defense and increased attack on his passive when his HP gets a little low. So that's never a bad thing, to get a little more survivability, get a little more damage, or even potentially grant yourself an extra turn if he's really hanging on there. And I think we've all seen a Chimera sometimes, like you said, that Ram mode, your champions get down to like 1% HP if they're not already dead. So never a bad thing to get extra turns. But yeah, Anax.
There it is. So there's our list, guys. Those are our top 15. A few shouts along the way. Basically, the definitive top 15, no questions asked, epic champions in the game for Chimera Clan Boss. Who did we leave out? Jokes aside, there's quite a few others that are definitely viable and could be in the conversation. These are our favorite picks. We tried to go with a lot of meta, as well as a few, more niche picks, but who we truly believe are on the same level as the other champions. Let's go ahead and do the damn thing on the legendary end on your channel, Drock. Might be a few days late because I think we took up too much time, but you guys all out there should subscribe to Big Papa Drock. You've been doing more content, more collabs, and just awesome stuff. He's a must-watch channel for me personally. It should be for you guys as well. Drock, thanks for joining us, man. I always love having you on. You're just like the best guy to jive with and talk raid.
Hey, bro, thanks so much for having me, and so glad that we finally got a chance after over a year collabing to meet in person. Really was a pleasure, and I say this on my channel all the time, man. Like, you are exactly who you are on your channel in real life, and it was nice to confirm that. So just really thankful for that, and thank you for making the time, bro.
You're way too kind, and I could absolutely say the same thing about you, man. Like, honestly, so it was a blast, and I guess we'll stop the love fest and we'll end it here, guys. Thanks for watching till the end of the video. We love you too, guys. Thanks for watching till the end. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.